to Two Queens and Crystal Things, the podcast where we on some manifest your life, shift your mind, and raise the consciousness type of shit. I am Mia.
And I am Christie, and you can consider us your spiritual girlfriends for the next hour and plus. Maybe.
Right, or so.
All right, you guys. So last week, we discussed my absolute favorite subject ever in life, sex. Yes. And we talked about it. We, talked about all sorts of things. Although we didn't talk about tantric sex, but that's another thing, or tantra. But we shared all of our thoughts on sex, and you may recall that I talked about my partner and how much I enjoyed sex with him, and life happens, and just like that, things have changed.
The only thing that is for certain is change.
Yeah.
So guys, when we started this podcast, we understood that by sharing our journey, no matter where we were in our journey, that we had the potential to help people on their journey as well, help them heal. And so we had another episode planned.
Sure did.
But life happened, as Chrissy said, and then things have changed. And so now we're talking about relationships and specifically breakups.
Yeah.
So seriously, I am willing to bet there isn't a person listening to this who hasn't experienced the heartbreak that comes with letting go of a relationship. We have all felt that. If you are over the age of 21... Yeah. 22, 25, you felt this.
Even as a teen, remember your first heartbreak as a teen?
Oh.
It was so painful.
I mean, I thought I was never going to breathe. So, I'm just going to say this. Christy's breakup is new, but as we were going through this conversation is triggering for me, so... And when you're triggered with something, that means there's still some areas that where some healing is needed. So I hope you guys get what you need from this. And this is probably more for us than, I don't know, any, you know what I mean? Yeah. Just this is really part of our healing. And I'm so happy that you guys are here to join. And hopefully you'll get some healing too.
Exactly. So as Mia mentioned, we initially had something already planned. But I went through a recent breakup and thought it might be helpful to share. And so that's something that is me. I'm very transparent. And I think I've always shared stuff that I go through because I realized that there weren't a lot of people sharing what they were going through. And like when I was going through an abusive marriage, people didn't talk about it. They didn't talk about, being a survivor of domestic violence. If, talking about people who...
There was shame.
Yeah, they were ashamed. And I just realized, if you don't share, you're never... you never know how your story may help to impact someone else. And I also realized that through my sharing, it's helping me to heal.
Yes.
So that's why I share. That's why I had a blog. I even talked about that in my Insta stories. But that's why I share. Because I realized that it helps other people to come out of their shell, or it allows people to realize okay, well, if she went through that and she was able to go through it, then I know I can too. So before we actually get into the discussion, I saw this online and I had to share this. So this quote fits into what we're talking about. So a woman that I follow on Instagram, she posted, "I offered an ex who cheated on me repeatedly an open relationship because I needed him." Okay, I might cry.
Girl, wait. I haven't seen this until just now. I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't even get to this. You about to make me cry already.
So she said, "I offered my ex who cheated on me repeatedly an open relationship because I needed him to distract me from hating myself more than I needed him to actually love and respect me."
Jesus Christ, girl.
Like that, when I saw that, I said, oh my gosh, this isn't what I went through, but as far this is dealing with self-worth and not really believing what you have, you deserve, and that is an area where I'm coming from. So this wasn't necessarily my situation, but I can understand, I feel her. Ooh. I feel her because it was a self-esteem. I was just like...
I feel that in your chest.
Yes. So I'm hoping that I can keep things together.
All right. So let's kick this off. Talking about in general, How do you know when it's time to let go? And I'll tell you this, you guys, you already know, oftentimes we know way before we actually pull the trigger. But here are some generalities. So when you're afraid to speak your truth, that's a sign.
Yeah.
If you feel empty or kind of like a shell of the person that you were before, that's a sign. If you feel like, oh, no, I can't. Damn, I'm triggered. If you feel like you have to constantly prove that you are worthy of their love. You're constantly confused about the relationship. Like, what are we doing? Girl, that constantly proved that was the ding 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 for me. But when you're like, where are we doing? What is this? And like always asking, that's a sign.
Yeah, that's what started it.
And when your needs are not a priority for your partner.
Yeah, that too.
And let me add to that. When you put your needs, their needs before your own, and you start realizing I'm not even getting my needs because, and we can trick ourselves like, well, because I love this person and I want to, and then we just not getting our needs met. Those are signs.
So can I share something?
Yes.
So something that I thought of as we plan on discussing this is, think about going to a restaurant. You go to a restaurant because you want let's just say a ham and cheese sandwich. You guys know I don't eat ham, but I'm just going to use that as an example. Or no, let's just say a steak. You go to a restaurant to get a steak. But every time you go to the restaurant, it's not what you order. It's not what you want. Yet you continue to support the restaurant. Now, there are tons of other restaurants out there that will give you exactly what you want. Why do you continue? And that's the thing. Like, if we were actually going to a restaurant, how many of you would stop going?
Like they didn't.
Right.
True.
How many of you would go online and be like, look, this restaurant right here, don't go because they're not giving you. So it's like
actual factual. Right.
So then it's just like, well, how come in relationships we choose to stay in something that we're not getting what we need? And it just made me think. So
I like that. That's true. Cause
it is.
You'd be like, and not only that, and then we would share with people like, you don't really get what you want from them.
You don't. And so I'm going to be honest. This breakup, I do believe that I was preparing for it for a while. I was. I think I was just mentally getting myself prepared and emotionally, because I think I've gotten.
I can
to
attest to that. I've heard we've had these guys.
Yes. I've kind of gotten to a point where it's just like I don't even think I can cry anymore about it, because it's just at the point where it's, But I will say that my decision to do it when I did took me by surprise. I did not know that I was going to do that. But what started it was I started to think about, where we were that particular day as far as together, and then where we were the year before together. And I was thinking, like, a whole 365 days have passed that I've invested and put in my time and my energy, and things are the same.
I feel exposed.
And this is like, and just to give you a little backdrop, this is a relationship that's been on and off for 14 years. 14 years. So I think, once I started thinking about like, oh my gosh, last year, this year, nothing's changed. I got to the point where I'm like, who am I fooling? I think my ears opened up or something, because I was like, I finally hear what you are telling me. And you are telling me that you can't give me what I need, or you can't give me what I deserve. But I'm not listening.
Because you believe, well, we just said this before we started this. We were talking, and we get that we don't stay with what we're receiving with the person that we're actually with. Yeah. We stay with the person we believe them to be, that we want them to be. True. It's like, I see. But in the meantime, we're dealing with who you are right now.
And who you are showing. You are showing us who you truly are. And so, there are no bad vibes for me. There is no bad blood for me. It's a lesson, and I will share kind of the lesson later on in this episode. But I honestly And then I started thinking of the definition of insanity, and it is doing the same thing over, because we broke up, got together, broke up, got together, broke up, got together. But it's the same thing, and I'm expecting a different outcome, but it makes absolutely no sense. Mm-hmm. So I'm not insane. So at that moment in time, I was like, okay, I have to.
But let's talk about that though.
Yeah.
What happens when we stay in relationships when we know we're not getting what we would deserve or what we desire, and why are we settling?
So I'll say it was a self-esteem thing for me, maybe. Because, okay, no, because I'm going to share something, and I
need some tissue. Oh my goodness, y'all. We not, y'all. Whew.
I have never shared this with anyone.
I'm scared.
So, we separate our relationship in like these 3 phases, 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. 3.0 has finished because I've already made it clear that there will be no 4.0. So in 1.0, that was like on and off for 2 years. And I remember, like, I don't understand. What can I do to make myself better? So, and at the time, I had just gotten through a divorce and I didn't have my degree. So I was like, okay, well, maybe if I go back to school and I get more education and I get my degree, like maybe that will, make me more likable, or maybe he'll accept me then. I did all that, got my master's, and again, doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. But that's how low it got for me. I was like, okay, well, maybe maybe I can just focus on a career, and maybe that will impress him enough, and I'll be good enough. Like, I'll be good enough.
Christy, yo, this is a cry fest already.
Yeah,
we
sorry.
like 3 minutes.
Sorry, not sorry.
That, when I tell you, I can't even. That feeling like it's something that I need to do to make myself worthy is a mind fuck, like a motherfucker. Sorry.
And then it starts looping in your head, like, you're not worthy, or maybe you're just not this, or he'll never pick. Like, and women, we know, like, women, we can be so catty, not just to each other, but especially to ourselves.
Ooh, let me tell you something. When I think back, I think the person I've been the meanest to in my life is myself. And I'm not really a mean person. I mean, I can be responsive, but I mean, I have been straight up mean to myself. And I would disguise it as that I'm just keeping it real with myself. Like, keep it real with yourself. Just, you know what I mean? Like, get your shit together. You're not this, you're not... Girl, that's some fucked up shit. But, and when you, like, what you're talking about is like, we do things because we want people to choose us.
Yeah.
We want them to change, and then when we're not getting what we deserve or desire, we tell ourselves like, okay, so loyalty always comes up. Yeah. So, we're like, I'm a loyal person. This is, I'm a good person. I'm a good-hearted person. But see, I would say this, guys. Stop allowing loyalty to potentially ruin your life. And I'm air quoting loyalty. So when we give our loyalty to the wrong people, it becomes our slavery. Yeah. It's like that loyalty is now my slave master because I'm loyal to something that isn't loyal to me. So it's not an excuse to keep you in situations where you're breaking your heart.
Yeah, that's true.
And when we stay in situations that aren't for us, like, let's talk about, like, what is that self-talk? What, you know what I mean? Like, unconsciously or subconsciously? Subconsciously, what are we telling ourselves when we know? Like, we know.
So can I share why I kind of stayed, but then I would, like, leave, and then I come back. And then, anyway. So, one, we definitely do have, like, a very long history of a relationship. Like, it really goes beyond this lifetime, and I think that's something that we've actually come to an agreement on. But for me, have you ever loved someone so deeply Like, love a person to the point where just the thought, even the idea of not having them in your life just tears a piece out of you.
Absolutely. Yes.
And then at one point, I was just like, well, I might as well just kind of stay in it because it hurts more to just leave. Woo! So if I stay and continue to just compromise myself and continue to settle for half of a person when I know I deserve a whole, you know, it won't be as bad.
Ooh, Miss Christie Edwards, baby, when I tell you.
But the longer I stay, it's like the more your roots start to get into the ground. You know, think about it. The more that you stay in something, the more that you become more invested in it emotionally, spiritually.
But did you hear what you just said, though? It's like, I might as well stay because it hurts more to leave. And, you know, half a person is better than a whole. And that's when we start convincing ourselves, that's what I deserve. I only deserve that, so it's okay. And so, like, when you think about what that does to you, like, emotionally and spiritually, it's just...
You're not deserving of anything. Like, because you get subpar. You get the crumbs. So then
you start to... That starts to infiltrate other areas of your life. Like, oh, I deserve half a person. And so I deserve half of this. And, you know what I mean? I'm giving myself subpar shit because I've convinced myself. And we're not doing it consciously. We're not. It's just like, but I love this person. I can't imagine them not in my life. Ooh, child.
And I'll discuss more about the love because, again, there is a lesson that I learned in this.
We get down to lessons. We're going to talk about lessons. But, so when we're talking about, like, why do we stay when we know we should go? When it's time for, like, we know. Let me tell you something, you guys. I am thoroughly convinced, men and women, when we're in relationships, one, we know when it's time to go, and two, we always know when somebody is lying to us, fucking us over, but we don't want to see it because we just, like, we don't want to believe that that's the person that I'm in love with. Because
then there's also a level of embarrassment that comes with it too.
Yes, you're like, there's no way. Right. Like, I'm misinterpreting that because he said this. Well, why would he tell me this? And he does this. You're like, no, I'm tripping. I'm tweaking. And you start to kind of digest this, like, there is no greater lie than the lie that we tell ourselves. Right. So, yes, somebody might be lying to us, but the real lie is when we take that in and we know good and damn well you lying. You just a fucking liar.
And then we start believing our own lies.
And we start believing our own lies. So it's not we don't ever believe their lies. We believe the lie that we tell ourselves, and we know better.
Yeah.
And we start feeling like, you know, if somebody, like, we start to create this image that we need them.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, we're incomplete. But, girl, bye. Yeah. Y'all about to make me throw...
Look, we went from crying to now we're getting angry.
I told you, this is a triggering conversation. I'm going to be crying here. I'm going to be mad. Look, I'm going to be throwing blueberries and raspberries across from me because, you know, we got to have our snacks with some smoked Gouda, some wine.
Ooh, yes, you know, that's why I like coming over here because Mimi has all the cool stuff.
It makes me think.
So let me share another thing that kind of, I think, propelled this decision. It came out of the blue, but, you know, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I share things that I may get out of meditation. I'll share crystals that I'm meditating with or working with. I share stuff. I talk about shit. I talk about life. I just share shit. So I was in Lake Tahoe over the weekend, and I did a meditation on the water, and basically, like, the message that I received from that meditation was, we have a choice.
Ooh, girl.
We have a choice in life. We all have a choice. And oftentimes, we are in situations and we feel like we can't get out of it. Oh, I can't get out of it. Actually, you have a choice to be there. No one is forcing you. And so I shared that. And then, you know, I had an opportunity to think, because for my birthday, I went on a little road trip. And as we're driving, I've started thinking about stuff like, I actually have a motherfucking choice.
Like, I got the whole power. What the fuck am I doing?
Right. And then I'm like sharing this stuff with other people. Maybe this will help someone else. Maybe you guys need to hear this, or maybe this is for someone. Mm-hmm. Girl, it's for you.
They're like tapping you on the shoulder, like, excuse me, miss.
Hello.
Is this thing on?
Hello. Right. Like, shh. The message was for me, and I was not listening to it. We have a choice. And once I sat back and I realized that I did have a choice, I said, you know what? I don't want to make this choice for my life anymore. I don't. Because the relationship was not really the best in terms of the situation. So it wasn't like we couldn't be open in our relationship. So that was an issue for me.
But when I say I'm telling you right now, Christy, I know for a fact you are speaking straight to a lot of people, including moi, which is why she's been single for quite some time. But
look,
I had to get to that point though.
I'm about to hop on that wagon though.
I had to get to that.
I'm about to hop on that single wagon because I
get to that.
Look, I just give me a dog and give me some shit to do. Maybe I'll play tennis. Maybe I'll be that single mother or single woman who plays tennis and walks her dog and goes to brunch. I don't know,
girl. It's all what I tell you. Yes, and.
Well, yes, and
Yes,
I was told that I did set it up so that I shall meet another fellow.
Good. But I will tell you the. So when you're. Sometimes a relationship. Ending a relationship, and I'll be honest. Honestly, ending a relationship where you are intimately involved. When I say intimately, I don't mean like physical intimacy. I mean like, emotional and spiritual intimacy. When you're involved, like whether that be a friendship, family relation, when you have to let it go, it
feels like a death.
It feels like a death. It feels like a death.
It does. And I can't remember who I was talking to, because when I went through my first divorce, even though he was physically violent and I wanted to leave, but I stayed an extra 2 years because I was making excuses. But then, what was I talking about?
That weed just hit you. So, we share, guys. Like, I'm going to be like...
Oh, my gosh. I was talking about my first husband.
We are, I forgot. You were talking to somebody about it. You stayed because for 2 more years, even though he was abusive.
Oh.
Grieving the relationship.
Yes, there we go. Did that hurt?
Girl, that hurt.
I think it hurt my head. So even though I wanted out of the relationship, I had to grieve. It felt like a death. It felt like a real death. But feel the feels, because Mia was telling me the other day, she's like, Christy, feel the feels, because I'm kind of at a point now where I'm just like, okay, that's enough. Chop, let's go. Got stuff to do.
But the thing is, and this is the good part about it. One of the good things about it, and everybody knows this, because if you've been through a breakup, and then there will be a time where it doesn't hurt anymore.
Yeah.
But sometimes the pain, and when you're in the middle of it, it's like thick.
Mm-hmm.
It's just thick air, and it's just sitting there, and you're just like, I just want it to go away. And so I think sometimes that's why people go back, because it's like, this is too much, and I don't know what's next. And that saying, dealing with the devil you know instead of the one that you don't know. It's like, so I'd rather just go back to that, because yes, it's fucked up. I'm not getting what I want, but at least I know what to expect. And that's some shit.
And you know what? To be honest, I can honestly, I feel you on that one.
Look, at least I know.
Because I always joke with my friend who actually just called me blessing. But, I tell her, I was like, I really don't want to meet anyone new. Like, I'm not really interested in getting to know what you like and what you don't like, and look at how you're dressed. And I'm like, I don't think I like that. Or the way he eats, I'm like, I don't like the way he holds his fork. Or, the way that they dance or something. It's like, I don't like the way he taps his toe. I don't have the energy to do that.
I used to think that, like, legit. But that keeps you where you are. We convince ourselves because, but what if you find somebody who, it's like, this is just, you just walk in silk. Like, where you come from? Damn! But breaking up with, it does feel like you're destroying yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
But, we talked about this several times before. The duality, in order for there to be creation, to be something new, there has to be a death. So it allows you not only to recreate and get an opportunity to really have what you want, but also that's when you start asking yourself these real questions. It's like, you can rediscover yourself. Mm-hmm. But I want to talk about like how people
See,
Wait, no, this is funny.
y'all,
for me.
this is a Mia question. This is not a Christy question.
This is because she tickled the shit out of me with this. So we talk about how you actually break up with people, like how you get to the part. No, it's on video. Like no, but I'm gonna talk about myself. So when I actually break up with people, by the time a breakup happens with me, I've been like you said, it's like I've been preparing myself for this for quite some time.
Yeah.
So for me, I go silent because it's like that aha moment. It's like, oh, it's like, oh, this is for real. You are.
Yeah.
And like, oh, and what I'm feeling is real. It's like, oh, so by the time I get to that point where I know it's time to go, I've been fighting myself. I've begged for clarity. I've questioned. I've cried. I've fought for the love. I've pushed and pulled. I've been patient. I give freedom because I've never been the like check your phone. I'm like no, because I've always felt like when in love, like I don't want to force you to choose me. Right. Like be free. I don't want to trick you or manipulate into like you know what I mean. Like there was always just that. So I've never been like just that. And then so by the time I've done all of this, I've had understanding. I'm like, oh, you're going through something. I've made excuses for your behavior. Like and it's time and time and time. I'm waiting for cues. But when I realized that I put myself like in line, like I'm basically waiting for you to tell me what this relationship is and when you're ready to give me what you even will admit that I deserve. Like straight out, like this is what you deserve. And it's like, oh, he knows. Okay, well, I'll just sit here and wait. When you realize, like, wait a minute, hold on. Wait. We've had this discussion. We've talked about this several hundred times. So by the time I get to the point where I'm done, I don't have shit else to say. Like, and anybody.
You know why we're here.
You know. We don't have to. We have had this conversation.
And
you
know
why
we're
here.
I was a little surprised because I had asked a question and it was just like, well, what do you mean? I don't understand. I'm like,
wait, what you talking about?
What you talking about, Willis?
But by the time you get there, I don't. But so by the time I get there, and anybody who knows me, when I get silent, is because I will fight and I will talk it out and I love you and I will tell you repeatedly like I love you, like I don't want you to be anything but who you are. I want you as you are, and for us to be together and grow. Like everybody that. But if by the time I get to the time that I will cry to the baby. But when I shut the fuck up and I start crying, it's over. And I would tell you that that's just me. Like, but it takes me, but admittedly, y'all, I'm going to keep it real. It takes me a while. It has taken me in the past a really long time to get there. So by the time I get there, I don't have shit to say. I'm not fighting. I'm not arguing. I don't need to cry. When I'm done, I just stop. That's it. I don't ask for explanation because I'm going to tell you why.
You know my situation.
No, but I'm going to tell you, because I don't ask for an explanation because by the time I get there, I have gone through the real of our relationship. The explanation is in your behavior and how you've been treating me. I don't have shit else to say. Or your silence. Or what you haven't been doing. I don't chase answers and I don't expect you. And I honestly, by the time I get to this point, and I honestly don't give a fuck if you understand where I'm coming from. Because if you don't understand where I'm coming from and you have a question about why I am where I am and why we aren't together and why I'm not talking to you anymore, why I just walked the fuck away, you're a fucking idiot. Because I have spent years having this conversation with you. And so
get it out, Mimi.
And this one thing Mimi don't do. I don't do stupid. So once I'm like, oh, so you a stupid motherfucker. Okay, I'm cool. Like,
I just get
there's nothing else to talk about.
All right. I'm not about to stress myself out.
But them aha moments though, girl?
I had the same one. So I had an aha moment. You know, we're driving. And I'm always in my head, you guys. Always thinking. And then I thought back to a year ago. And then I thought about, where things are now. I'm like, oh, nothing has changed.
Like,
You've changed. Your situation has changed.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing has changed. And so, I asked a question because I thought that was kind of what the weekend was about, but it ended up not being what the weekend was about.
But wait, let me be fair here. You didn't get there on your own. You didn't get there thinking like, oh, we're going to have this conversation this weekend. You were led to believe that this is what the weekend, you know what I mean? Like y'all had a conversation before, like, okay, we're going to talk about this and something. So it wasn't It wasn't like you made this up in your head.
But it wasn't like a straight out, like, this is what we're going to talk about this weekend. But it was more like, oh, I don't know. Like, I was high too. So who knows? I could have insinuated the wrong thing. But as I was thinking, yeah, but she's like, but you're always high.
You know.
So I was thinking, so we took one trip and we were supposed to talk during that trip, but we ended up not talking about it. And then it's just like I get sucked in and then starting again on this wheel. But as I began to reflect and thinking about the 14 years on and off, nothing has changed. It's still been the same situation. It's still me waiting on the sidelines. It's still him saying, oh, well, I can't because A, or oh, I can't because B, or oh, I can't because C. And I'm just like, okay, well, I'll wait a little longer. And then I get tired of waiting. And so I'm like, well, I'm about to move on with my life. And then we end up coming back full circle again, and it starts all over again. And I've gotten to a point where I'm done. Like I don't have anything left. And I actually learned something very, very, very powerful. I'm not about to cry though because I'm a G.
But yes, and a G and.
But you know, as far as the breakup, I mean, I'm with you. If you don't understand what I'm asking, then that's a problem.
Like where have you been? Like,
you know,
hold on.
Wait, what do you mean? What's that?
What's going on with you? Oh, here you go. You acting. Oh, what? Huh?
I was like, oh, it's that kind of party. I was like, never mind. You know. And then he shared. I was like, okay, I hear you now.
I would tell you this though. With I've only. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I'm right, but I'm pretty certain I'm right. I think I've only gone back in a relationship one time with me and my ex-husband, who's like now my best friend. We cool in the motherfucker, so no beef. But we were separated the first time. He's like, I did go back, like, okay, let's try it, let's try this again. But he's also the only person that I have a child with.
Yeah.
I know for a fact, because I know me, because once I get to the point where I'm ready to let go, I have done everything in my power not to, because I don't want to, because I love you. And I can tell you for a fact, any man that I have ever truly loved, I still love him.
Yeah.
It's just who I am. It's just, when I tell somebody that I love them, I mean that shit. And so when you're going through, so by the time I get to that point where like, fuck, I really don't want to. I don't want to leave. I don't want to let this go because I fucking love you.
Yeah.
And I'm all in. But when I finally get to that point, like, okay, yeah, you all in for him, but bitch, what about you?
Right.
And so by the time I get to the point, it's like, oh yeah, what about me? I don't know how to return back to making it about somebody when I know that now I'm betraying myself. Mm-hmm. And that's some hard shit for me. But I mean, when I say I have gone through everything, like, no, please, like, girl, I mean, when I say I've done shit, like, I'm down there, like I'm telling you how to play me. Like, wait, lie better. Like, I used to have this, and I'd be like, lie to me, make it sound fly to me. Like, I was dead serious because, like, I don't want to know you lying. Like, god damn, nigga, like, please. Wow. I wanna believe that you are who I believe you are, not what you're showing me. So I mean, like, for real, like, hey, do what you gotta do, and because I'm not gonna go searching. So I'm trying to help you be a better pimp about your shit.
So what made you stay in that?
Because and honestly, when I think about like breakup, most of them, this is very consistent. Like, so I think that I know that, I love love. I just truly believed in who I believe them to be. I always see that when I'm in love with somebody, that means I see the God in you. Like, straight up and down. So when I'm looking at somebody that I love, I don't see just what you're doing right now. I'm like, I see beyond you. Like, you're like, you a whole king.
Yeah.
Like, I see the whole
I was
king
there.
in you.
Like
see,
even his
like,
flaws,
girl,
even his
woo!
flaws were perfect to me. Like
Yes!
everything, there was nothing that he could have done where I would have been like, ooh, I can't believe that
and it's
he
like
does
no,
that.
and like all
Everything
acceptance,
I
no
loved.
judgment,
Everything.
yeah,
Everything I loved
it's just,
about him.
I see the king in you. I see who
Yeah.
you really are, and so that's who I'm with in my head. But you showing me your little ratchet, ignorant, dick led ass. Sorry.
But so something that I was thinking of is, with this particular person, and I have felt it. I don't think I've never vocalized it, but all I ever wanted to do was just make him happy.
Absolutely, girl.
That was just like my goal.
You know what, Christy? I don't. I just swear I just talked about this. I think that's beautiful. And I don't think that should ever change. One thing that I'm so happy about is even everything that I've been through relationship, I can't give up on love. Like I still truly believe I need somebody to see the queen in me just like I see the king in you. I need you to see God in me just like I see it in you. And it's like I thought that it was my job to teach you and show you that
That's
okay,
not my job.
you're not there yet, but I can just show you by being who I am.
That's not my job.
Bitch, who the fuck do you think you are, Mia? Like, you know what I mean? This is what I would be this is what I had to learn how to tell myself. Like, that's not. First of all, this motherfucker didn't ask you to come in here and teach him how to be a king. Did he? Nope. You took that shit on yourself. So then now I'm over here like, wait, hold on, let me do the math. Carry the one, cross the T and dot that. Nope, he didn't. Nope. And who told you to take that on? So yeah, but it's the girl. It hurts, and
it does hurt.
It hurts, but and again, this is me talking in a much more aware state.
Yeah, me too, and that's why I wanted to talk about this because as I was
way more aware,
I was like, oh wow, like this is very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is okay, Christy. I don't think I like
this.
This
is totally different. Yeah. Like keeping it 100. I haven't always felt like this, y'all. So don't beat yourself up and like, no, this is me.
Which brings us to our next question.
43 years old, right?
Which brings us to our next question. So, okay, what is your toxic breakup behavior?
I used to, like, for real, when I used to feel like they needed to feel how much they hurt me.
Yeah.
Like
I think that's normal,
used to feel like, and if I felt like you didn't know how much you hurt me, I think I would be trying to.
This is how you need to feel this.
Yes.
This is how bad I hurt. Yes. You need to feel this.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, I'm sure I've done
and
that.
this would be the petty part of me. I'm keeping it 100. Like I've never been to bleach clothes / tire. I ain't got time for all that shit. I'm about to fuck up your whole emotional being.
Damn.
I'm like I would because I would feel like I need you to. So I would do some, like act like everything was fine and then just disappear, or I've done some just because I feel like you need to feel this shit. Yeah. And it's just like, and at the end of the day, I'm like knowing now that's not my risk, because this don't have nothing to do with you. Like he's gonna feel, and this the thing about it, and this is for men and women. When we're doing that, if they are gonna feel how much they hurt you, they wouldn't have hurt you like that. If they like, so it ain't shit you gonna do is gonna make them be like, oh my, I really hurt her. Oh my God, I'm a terrible person. I'm so sorry. Because at the end of the day, we want them to come back and be like, I am so sorry.
And that's something I talked about today. I was like, I
love you. Like, I'm sorry.
We can't make people do stuff. Like
we just can't. Do shit.
I can't make someone want me, or I can't make someone choose me. I can't make someone make me their number one or their first. Like I just can't. And then,
so you don't have you've never had any toxic. I'm the only petty one in the group. You never done nothing petty.
No, I mean the only thing is I just stopped communicating. I'm done.
I do. Nah, I'm gonna keep it. But I'm gonna keep it real though. I've been like that in all relationships. If I feel like you have wronged me, it's only been a couple. I learned when I was about 19 this particular situation. I learned not to, like, I wasn't able, because of who this person was, I knew there was nothing I could do to make him feel what he did, you know? And when I tell you, that was a very hard pill to swallow. But understanding that the people who hurt us, hurt people. And again, this is 43 talking. This is Mia and her journey talking. This is Mia being totally, you know what I mean? But I realize now that, hurt people, one. Yep. So I'm able to have compassion for that. And two, when, just like you can't make them be right, I'm just saying right the way that you want them to, you can't make them feel what they don't fucking feel. Because again, if they really felt and saw what they were, like, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't have done what they did. They wouldn't lie. They wouldn't lead you on, or whatever it is that people, like, so there's nothing that you can do about it. I'm going to tell you, that acceptance of me, like, just sitting with, it's like, so this motherfucker just get to walk away scot-free while I'm over here, like, so you just get to move. Accepting that, because it's like, okay, stop focusing on them. You still doing the same shit. You still giving away your power, worrying about what. Stay over here and your shit and work on you. But what I have found, and this was just an added bonus, in doing that, and not to sound egotistical, I have learned, because of the way that I am in relationship, and shit, you see how I am with my friends. Like, I love on my friends. I'm gonna support you and be there. So imagine how I am with my man, like, all in. What I have learned is, you can't get me out your system, motherfucker. Like, me not around is fucking you up. But that's just the added bonus, because we're where we are because of your ass. But that was just the added bonus. But I don't I no longer have because it just is not about you. Yeah. Like, I got shit to do.
Yeah. And I was also thinking too, like, I'm moving forward and you're not moving forward, so that doesn't make sense. So yeah, and all of this is a lesson, and it's perfectly fine, because this is what life is. Life teaches us lessons. And so our next topic is, which is so funny, and I honestly did not just read this, but it says we learn a lot about ourselves through the process of a breakup. And did you want to start this off?
Well, I'll say, so we hit on just a little bit ago, but oftentimes, and I know some women out there who can relate to this, and some men, oftentimes a breakup is so destructive to our life that's the impetus to start our spiritual journey. Because a spiritual journey is when you start asking yourself, about who you are. Why am I here? What's going on? Why do I make these type of decisions? Sometimes it's a breakup that you have to feel completely destroyed, down on your knees, like, why? Like, how? That starts shit off. So yeah, I agree. That is a sometimes for some people it's an added benefit, even if it's not a spiritual journey, even if it's to get to the point where you're just like, I need to stop for a second and just damn breathe. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
So now that I'm able to experience a breakup from a different perspective, I think it has been helpful. Like, and that's one of the reasons why I shared with Mia. I was like, okay, we really need to talk about this. Because I'm learning a lot about myself, and I'm getting insight as to why things have gone the way they've gone. But I think it's hard sometimes to let go of something when you don't fully understand why it's important to let go of that thing or person. Like, if someone just says, this has to go, but then you don't understand, like, well, why? I don't understand. But when you have an understanding why something must go, like now I have a deeper understanding as to why I went through what I went through. For me, that is helping me to deal with this process of breakup. And I don't know if that makes sense. But now that I have a deeper understanding,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to give more detail than this. But as I mentioned earlier, this has been a relationship off and on for 14 years. And I'm going to share this. I'm going to share the lesson that I learned. And this actually came through when I was meditating the other day. And, going back, I talked about like, okay, well, what can I do to better myself, to make myself more attractive, or to make myself more desired, or to make him, want me or to choose me? Like, what do I have to do? Well, the lesson that I learned in this was that I have gotten to a point where I finally love myself more.
Wait, no, for Christy, I'm not trying to be funny.
Finally.
Say that again. I'm very serious because people need to hear that. That's a thing.
So the lesson that I learned in this breakup is that I've learned to finally love myself more.
More than
him.
Thank you. I was like, come on, baby, tell them what we're talking about. Mm-hmm.
More than him. And so one of the things that I was shown was that, like, the entire time in our relationship, I've always just like, what can I do? What do you want? How do you want me? But then I never...
How do you...
like always down. Always.
Girl.
Always. Like, huh?
Are you speaking my life? Are you speaking...
Leg up, leg down, which way?
Where we going?
Right. But I got to
who we rolling up on? I am...
like down, like for real, always
What
down.
are we doing? What you need me to do?
What are we doing?
What are we doing? So you need me to go over there. Okay, I'm going to hide over there. And then when they come out, so, okay, I'll take the bottom, you take the top. Like, down. What?
Down.
What are we doing?
Down.
Yeah.
But I learned, like, now I've gotten to a place, and that is kind of hard to see that in myself, that I allowed myself to be in a position where I loved someone more than I love myself. And that hurt. And so letting it go, of course, it hurts a little bit, but then at the same point, it's just like, no, I'm good.
Well, okay, allow me to, be Mia for a quick second, because I did. You know how I am, Christy. I think there's another lesson there too, for you and for anybody. And like, when I think that when we love somebody more than we love ourselves, there's also a lesson that we are shown the depths of our capacity to love.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing too.
I had no.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I had no clue how capable I was, and so your ability and the way that you love, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just right plan, wrong man.
Right.
And so there's a lesson that's like, oh, wow, my love is a thing.
Like, for real. And then the thing, and then my guides were showing me too, like, it's just gonna get deeper.
Yes.
The sex is gonna get better. The feelings and the love that you have, right? The feelings and the love that you have for this person, it's just gonna become deeper. And as I'm thinking about this, I'm just like, well, why would I continue to put myself in this situation when I don't even know if tomorrow is guaranteed? Like, why? It makes absolutely no sense.
There's something about, like, when you're with someone, and this is the thing, you guys, like, I want to be certain that we're clear about a couple of things. One, when you break up with somebody, like, if you've been with somebody, clearly there is some beautiful and good shit happening in that relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the problem is once the way that you start to value yourself does not match up with your actions are not in line with the way I value myself. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
And when it starts to be like, okay, there's a little bit more on the other side, there's a seesaw, it's back and forth, but we we spend a little bit more time on the negative side of this. But that doesn't mean that, and this is a lesson that I learned, that doesn't mean that person is bad.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Like, I'm not angry at all.
And see, and that's how you know you for real ready, because when we do things out of anger, because, you know me and my physics, in order for one thing to exist, the opposite has to exist. Mm-hmm. So when you hate somebody, you're angry, that means you really, there's love and that's for a reason. But when you are able to see this literally from a new perspective, in the middle, from a neutral place, you just talk about, let me just look at this.
I'm sorry, your arms look really good, by the way.
My new boo's gonna like these arms, whoever you are.
Her arms look good.
But fuck. Now I just did something. What the hell was I talking? See how you see how a compliment just send you off. I'm sorry. Like, my arms look good.
Look, I was like, wait, what did I say again? Huh?
But seriously though, when you're able to, when you start to see, like, I'm having more bad and negative from this than I am good, and that doesn't mean that person is bad. That's just where the fuck that they are.
Right.
And that's just who you are. And I just gotta accept that that's who you are. And it's not, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
And that's hard to, like, for real accept. It's like, so, because sometimes we feel like we have to hate this person in order to leave them. And I think that's what keeps a lot of people in relationships or places where they, where they know they need to leave. It's like, because I still love him. You can love somebody and not be with them. Let me tell you something. I am the queen. I love you, but I love your ass from afar. From a distance. I'm not about to allow you to change who I am and how I feel. Like, I know what I feel is real in love. Just because you're not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not about to change myself for you. Mm-hmm. Like, I like the fact that I love, girl, that's why, like, breaking up is hard, because when you love somebody, the level of vulnerability that you allow yourself to be in, when I tell you.
Yeah. And then you wonder if you're going to have
the last person that I talked to, we know enough about each other to really injure each other if we wanted to. Like, we could really fuck up each other's lives because we've allowed ourselves to be that vulnerable. Like, he knows some shit. Yeah. I know some shit. But I would never never. Because I still love you. I just don't love how you treated me. I don't love how you... I don't love how you didn't value me. I don't love how, and honestly, thinking back, I don't like the fact that you weren't at a place where you valued yourself. And I'll say this, and this is just for the ladies. Any man that puts his value in his dick, because it'd be good.
That's for sure. But
there's a lot of good out there. But when someone thinks that what I'm offering you is like, but look at this, the sex that I'm giving you, like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? Like, for real. So when somebody places their, and we talk about this when our sex episode, when you're with someone who places their value in their sex, they feel like, I'm giving you, like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you tripping on? Like, I'm giving you me. Like, I'm giving you who I am, because who they are is their sex in their head. So if that's how they value themselves, what the hell makes you think that they can value you as a whole spiritual, godly being? They can't. Because they don't value themselves like that. Don't add me.
But so there was something that you said that I really liked, because we've had conversations about this particular breakup in many different ways, many different scenarios.
I told you was gonna break up with him in April, but go ahead.
I know. So yeah, thank you. So, but something you said is, anytime there's love involved, it's not a waste of time. Never. And ever since you said that, because when the relationships kind of go sour or things don't work out, you want to be angry and, like, you see them like, Rrr. But, honestly, I don't. Because now I'm just like, to be able, I hope I don't start crying.
Why? It's beautiful.
Okay.
I think my tears are beautiful.
All right,
now
I'm gonna
over
cry.
You're fine. Okay.
But no, I mean, I think about like we talked about the capacity to love and to be able to experience that in a lifetime
is amazing.
Oh my gosh, like it is the biggest blessing, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like I have the ability to love someone.
You gonna make me cry? Yes.
Thanks.
That part. That part. Like,
but no, to like have the ability to love another human being at that level. Like I don't think anyone I don't even know if he can understand how much I loved him. But I'm not walking away being angry that things didn't work out. Of course I'm sad. I'm walking away and I'm just happy that I had the experience.
I got to experience. And honestly, when you think about it, it's like I got to experience myself feeling that level of love. That's some beautiful shit.
Isn't it?
It's like so beautiful. Which is why I still can't give up on love, because I'm like, I know what's possible.
Yeah.
Like, I know what I'm capable of. I know. And oh, girl. I need more weed. Where's the weed, man? I can't take it.
Well, let's talk about pain.
Oh, girl.
Managing pain after a breakup.
Okay, so seriously, let's, like, for real. This the hard part, y'all. Like, okay, once you actually get to the stage where you're like, I for real have to walk away. Like, damn. Like, no, do I have to? Yeah, you have to. Yeah. But I don't want to, please. Yeah, like, you just might want to. And you get there. Let's just call that level 1. Mm-hmm. After you cross the line, and when you've actually for real walked away, dealing and managing with your emotions and wanting to go back and trying to find excuse like that, the because it's so.
Or things you used to do together.
Yes.
Music or
the sounds, the laughter, like you, and this is the thing. When you're going through a breakup and you're going through that grieving process, it seems like the only thing you remember is the good shit.
Yeah.
And so you start missing the person. So this is what I have to tell myself. When like I get to the point where like you're missing all you're remembering is like, oh my God, we had so much fun. Like, oh my God, our conversation, the chemistry, blah blah blah. And then, but I have to remind myself, but wait. Hold up, but you forgetting the whole other side, because that's what we want to remember. And it's like, I do want to remember you that way, but I also need to remind myself why we're in this situation. So then when I go back, and it's almost like, unfortunately, it's almost like I don't want to say like you're pulling up the pain, but I can't allow myself to trick myself.
Yeah.
Like
once you understand who you are and what you deserve, it's just like, I don't want that. I don't want the roller coaster. I don't want you manipulating and lying, and you know what I mean? Here's the thing. I'll be alone. This is the thing. This is some messed up shit. Sometimes accepting the fact that sometimes people manipulate and lie to you because they love you, because they don't want to hurt you, is so painful. It's like, but why would you do that? Like, but it's like, I don't want to hurt you because I do care about you. So it's like, we start telling ourselves like, well, he lied, maybe he didn't love me. I don't think that's necessarily what it is. It's just that the level, the capability of their, of them being able to love is, you gonna catch me crying. That's what you're doing to me. So we have to allow people, give them some grace too. People, we sometimes we do things to people because we want to do what we want to do. We want to express ourselves. We want to experience life. But sometimes in doing that hurts the person that we're with. And where it hurts is because we're not being honest with where we are and who we are. And then so we go off and do what we want to do. And now this person is hurt. But it's like, okay, well, let me lie to make it better. Because you don't want this person feeling terrible. Mm-hmm. Keeping it 100 with yourself. Because, and I'll be honest too.
we're talking about breakups from the, I don't want to say from the victim standpoint, but not the victim, but you know what I mean, but keeping it real, we also have to understand that we've hurt people too.
Oh yeah,
Even if unintentionally.
I'm sure the way we broke up was not. I did not put me in the best light.
But it wasn't. But you know what I mean? Even when we're not intentionally trying to hurt people, we have to understand that sometimes our act is it can straight be like, I don't need somebody be like, well, you hurt me. Be like, wait, what? What do you even? I would never. But we have to acknowledge that sometimes our actions hurt people. And we're not even necessarily trying to acknowledge, and if we want to make it better, try to. But real quick, talking about making it better. So, let me tell y'all, this is funny to me now.
Making the pain better?
No. When somebody hurts you and you say, hey, this hurt, like, bad. Why did you do this? And then there's this conversation. It's like, girl, let me tell you what I cannot stand.
Oh, I think that's what happened.
But just breathe, Mia, because back to angry. This right here. Your fucking acknowledgement that you heard me is not a motherfucking apology. It's like, yeah, I did do that. It's like, and what? Like, I'm not going to do it again. But here's the thing. If somebody acknowledges, yeah, I did do that. That was kind of fucked up, huh? And they don't apologize, or, you want somebody to be like, and I care about you so much, I don't want to do that again to you, so let me figure out a way to make this right, or, blah, blah, blah. What do you need? What do you need from me in this situation? Like, that's one of the most empowering things you can ask somebody when you've hurt them, even if it is unintentional. What do you need from me? And you know what I mean? Like, and when you don't get that from somebody, let me tell you something, that silence right there tells you every fucking thing you need to know. So wait, let me get this straight.
I told you.
You know what you did?
Right. Like I told you, I was like, oh, you know what? For years, you've been telling me. Duh. I'm like, wait. And all of a sudden, now I want to hear you? Mm-hmm. Wait, all these years you told me you're not able to give me X, Y, and Z. But all these years I've been waiting on the sideline trying to get X, Y, and Z. But you've been telling me I can't give you X, Y, and Z.
But okay. But X, Y, and Z is what. And then
I was like, wait, why am I waiting for X, Y, and Z? Why? Yeah, I don't think I want to do this anymore. I don't.
I did, girl. Oof. That's a hard pill to swallow when somebody acknowledges that they hurt you and they're not sorry about it. Oh, bitch, that is. Let me tell you something.
Tell a lot by actions.
I have learned. Let me tell you, this is when you say growth, baby. Let me tell you, I'm a grown up when I tell you, I'm a jump across the table type of bitch. Like what?
See,
and I haven't, but not any. When you just like it's because it literally feels like somebody punches you in your fucking face, and I'm just supposed to take that.
No,
now I'm just like, you know what? It's cool. I got you. I hear you, but you don't want to hear it. Sometimes we don't want to hear it. You're just like, oh, okay. Then you get home, like you're like, wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute.
That's all it was. I was like, wait, all this time he's been telling me I haven't been listening. Dummy.
Ooh, girl, that's the whole. Like I'm like,
But, pain after a breakup, I mean, pain is going to come. It's normal. It happens. Honestly, I say do things that are going to make you feel good.
And you know what I'm going to say. Feel that shit. Because I think that's the way we heal. You got to...
Yeah. I do think it's important to feel the feels. I do.
Just,
but at the same time, I think it's also important... Because I've spiraled down.
Yes.
And I think... It's important to feel the feels, but I think it's also important to match that feeling the feels. So this is the weed kicking in now.
Yes.
I think it's important to feel the feels, but also balance it out with some positive shit. Like do stuff that supports your happiness. Do stuff that makes you feel good.
So start thinking about how you've grown in relationships. So like what you shared today. You're just like, after 1.0, I started thinking like, what can I do to make myself better? At the end of the day, your reason behind it, you're looking back like, what the fuck?
Right.
But at the end of the day, you got a master's degree now. You went from not having an undergrad to a master's because you wanted to make yourself more attractive for this person. So there is growth in relationships. There is something, even in the hurt, even when we're doing things out of pain for somebody else, start to look back and you'd be like, but you know what? If I hadn't gone through that, I would never know. I'm going to tell you right now, when I'm thinking about some of like the breakups that I've been through, and this will make me cry too. I'm grateful as shit because one, I know how strong I am.
Yep.
I had no idea. Like I knew, but I ain't know. How the way that I believe in myself and I know what I deserve and I know
Yep.
my worth. If I hadn't been with this fucker, excuse me, I'm not angry, but seriously, I wouldn't have known.
And that's
like
where I am
now when I
now.
look at it, I'm like the audacity to think that that's all you deserved. Like that's when you know what I mean. Like the audacity of you, Mia, to that part right there. But I wouldn't have gotten there if I hadn't
Right.
put myself and allowed myself to be in that space. And so now people ask me like, I can't believe you're saying, like, you don't understand. You like, I can't even explain.
I
this to you.
understand.
It's because I know what I'm worth. And sometimes you have to allow yourself to be in a situation where you are getting treated less than what you're worth to understand
Yep.
what you're worth. So it's like, it's not, you know what I mean, guys? We talk about this. There's duality to every fucking thing. And there's growth through pain.
There is.
But as we're going through pain, so I thought this would be fun for us to talk about. Back in the day, we used to make mixtapes. Breakup mixtapes. So, music, music is healing for me and moving around. And do you have a breakup song or a breakup playlist that that you play to get you through stuff?
Let me stop. So Toni Braxton's album, it was a Libra. It was one of those albums where it was kind of bopping. She had a bop. She had a couple of bops. But, so I don't have a breakup list now. I don't. Now I surround myself with positive things. Mm-hmm. But at one point, I was listening to Toni Braxton. That song, Unbreak My Heart.
Unbreak my ooh,
that was
wait.
And then listening to it or being in the shower and belting the song out and singing and crying and screaming.
Honestly, it's cathartic because that is a part of your healing process, and that's why I think music is so beautiful. When I was in college, Lauryn Hill's The X. What's the name of that damn song? Oh, come on, y'all know what I'm talking about. I gotta look it up, but. I'm gonna tell you what song gets me. Still to this day, like just it's just a beautiful song. It's a song with Jill Scott and this
what was the heat?
Trumpet player Chris. I might be pronouncing his name wrong. Chris Bodie or Chris Bodie. It's called Good Morning Heartbreak, baby. When I say Jill put her whole foot in this song and this man on this trumpet. Unbreak my... No, I'm singing your song.
Another song, this was like an empowering song. This was Toni Braxton's The Heat. I don't know. Toni Braxton must have been the only album I had access to. I don't know. But that song, he wasn't man enough for me.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of those songs where you kind of walk away feeling like, yeah, whatever.
And when you get that, you get your cry song and then you start getting your woman empowered song,
Yeah.
Me, myself, and I.
Look,
and you start standing up.
We are about to get
this.
We are about to start a new relationship. I'm about to rediscover myself.
Because so I think I want to say maybe either it was Diana Ross or somebody originally did this song Good Morning Heartache. But when I tell you this song, I'm just gonna read just one verse to y'all. It said, "Good morning heartache, you old gloomy sight." I wish I could sing, y'all, because I swear I would blow this for y'all. "Good morning heartache, thought we said goodbye last night." And she said, I turned and tossed until it seems you have gone. But here you are with the dawn. This shit, when I say when you going through it, like you finally get to sleep and you're like, okay. And you wake up, you like, shit, I still hurt. Right. You're still here. And then it says, wish I forget you, but you're here to say it seems I met you when my love went away. Girl, I'm about to cry. Now every day I stop, I'm saying to you, good morning, heartache, what's new? Girl, I'm going to tell you something. That song, and this man is on his horn just blowing. Ooh, child, that's But it's a beautiful song, regardless. And I love Jill Scott's voice.
I will say that it gets better each day. But I think I've been prepping for this for a while.
That's the thing. I'm telling you, I honestly believe that most people, and I'm going to say women just because I know damn near every woman I know that by the time they get through, they've been done. And it's a shock that's why it's funny when it's a shock to the person that was like, okay, I'm done. And they're like, well, let's talk about it. What you
talk about? What?
What the fuck you been the last 8 months? We've been talking about this. We've been doing this. All I'm doing is I am finally doing what I said I was going to happen.
Stage left you.
Right, that's it. So let's talk about these lessons, girl. Woo.
So lessons in breakups, and honestly, I think some of these may even be me. This is definitely one of the lessons that I have learned is to stop convincing people to love you and putting your self-worth in other people's hands. And I tell you, I did that. Another lesson. Did you want to alternate or you want me to keep reading?
I'll do it. Woo, child. People who trigger, because I talk about triggers. People, when we're triggered to feel negative emotions, especially about ourselves, sometimes these relationships are messengers for the unhealed part of us. And so when you talk about, your lesson that you learned from this about loving yourself and seeing yourself, it's like, not to relegate the entire relationship to that lesson, but it's like, I needed to learn this lesson about that. I had to understand that. And sometimes people are just put in your life for a reason.
And then once you know, you can't go back.
You can't go back.
Like once you understand, it's just
unsee it, girl. That's the part.
Like, no. I don't want to. No. And you already know I'm at that point now. Right. It's like,
I'm cool.
And that's okay.
Go ahead.
When you lower your expectations to meet someone on their level, you end up paying for it. And then you can pay for it. So I would say that I've done that in other relationships, but you lose part of yourself. And that's hard.
It is. But you know what? I also think just keeping it real, in breakups, when you lose part of yourself, sometimes the part that you lose is the part you needed to let go of.
That's true.
Ain't that some shit? Okay. The lesson. The truth will always be revealed if we just pause and really listen.
I didn't listen.
Like, it's always there.
Years. I was just like, wait, what?
This
is crystal clear right now. I'm actually hearing you say.
Wait, what have I been hearing?
Wait. So, no, it's a no. Okay. And you've been saying it's a no. And I've just been, here I am. Let's have sex. I love you.
I love you. Whatever you want. Girl, when I talk about, and let me tell you something. I feel confident saying this because any man that I've been with, I wish a motherfucker would say. When I say the way that I treat people, say otherwise. Motherfucker. Nara one. Say otherwise.
Well, see, he is the only person in my life, because we already talked about the whole soulmate thing, or twin flame. But he's the only person that I've really, dug, like this.
Really?
The only person. He does certain things. I'm like, that's never, I would never let anyone do that.
Oh.
You're all in my space. I would never let someone so do that. I'd be like,
you know what?
Get out my
It's there are when you certain relationships, there are things when you are in a relationship and you're just like, I would never allow this. But for some reason with this person,
you can do anything. Look, what you want to do when you want to do it.
It's so funny. Oh God, what song is it? And actually, this guy told me about this song. And it's funny because he was expressing that he realized. If I want to say, it was Drake's song. He says, sometimes, like he was telling this girl was like, you don't know what it's like to be you because you're you. It's like you have no idea. Sorry, you have no idea what you are getting from me and I'm allowing because you're you. You don't know that this isn't normal behavior. You don't know that I would never. Are you kidding me? Boy, please. Because you're you and you're experiencing it. So this is what my expectation of who you are is. And that's my fucking fault. That is totally my fault because I've built like that. I've set the stage, or when you're in a relationship, you set the stage where this is acceptable, especially when we keep forgiving and like it's fine because and we're thinking that we're being compassionate. I'm showing you how much I love you, but what I'm doing is training you to continue to fuck me over.
People treat you
the way
how you allow them to treat you.
Yes.
You have allowed it. I talked about this. It's a choice. It's a choice for us to stay and to take it, or it's a choice for us to walk away and say, fuck it, I deserve so much more. I am that much more. I'm a whole person. I am bringing the table. I have this.
I am the table.
I am.
Seat at the table. What?
Once you have that understanding, it's like, no,
I'm good.
And not even think twice about it. It's just like, I don't want to do that today. Or tomorrow.
It just, the thought of it, it doesn't sit with me. So the next lesson, Christy, you go.
Well, I talked about being the whole person, but I think, sometimes when when you hear people who are single, you're single? It's almost like you're not in a relationship, like a relationship defines you or, gives you value. Like I even feel like at one point, it was just easier for me to stay married because I didn't want people to think otherwise.
Right. I don't feel like having to explain why let me tell you something.
Right.
I can't, like, that's a real thing. Like, people really treat me like that. They're like, I'm like friends. Like, girl, stop lying. You fucking somebody. Like, what? Are you fucking kidding me?
I was one of those people.
Like, no, for real. Like, y'all.
I thought
no, but because people really believe, like, it doesn't make sense.
I've learned a lot of lessons.
But the people... But I know that, especially from friends, it's out of love. It's just because people will be like, but you're so beautiful and you're so loving and you're so kind. How are you not in a relationship? It's like, but y'all do, am I over here? Do y'all know how fucking happy I am? And it's
I get it.
And now she's ready for love, but I need my time.
I get it.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, we were sharing. I was like, I don't think I understand.
You said nope.
No sex. No.
And let's be clear, Mama's not a prude. She's a big freak hoe. But I know what I deserve, though.
But now I'm just like, I'll be fine.
At me if you want.
She's like, at me.
If you want to. You better Google me, bitch.
But we already talked about a person's actions speaks louder than words.
Yes.
I mean, actions and then their failure to speak.
Oh, I like this one.
I was always the one bringing up the question like, well, wait, what do you mean? Oh.
What do I mean? What? Huh?
Oh. Okay. I hear you. Finally.
My ears are open.
Right.
Now, this one I know you love because I like this one too. Mm-hmm. Ooh, girl. I'm going, look, I'm like... Look, Chrissy's lesson. Being with someone who is unable to fight for their own happiness is unacceptable. Yeah. Let me tell you something, you guys. If someone who is not able to or not willing to fight for their own happiness, for their own life, for what they really want to do because they're worried about what somebody's going to think or what they are going to say. That's some weak shit to me. Fucking punk bitch shit. I said what the fuck I said.
Yeah, she meant
and I meant every piece of that.
She meant every piece.
Like, for real, if you can't
every piece.
fight for your own shit,
like, that's just like, well, if you can't fight for your own happiness, then
how can I expect you to fight for us?
Right.
For our happiness, for like, because then that means you're not a whole person. You still worried about something else. I said what I said.
Yeah, so that's a lesson. But then, as I mentioned before, once you know what you deserve and you have an understanding, you can't expect anything less. You just get to a point where it's just like, well, the expectation is that I have, whatever it is, and you bring me less than that, no.
And I'll tell you this too, like, especially once you know what you deserve.
We are at 120.
I would rather adjust my life to your absence than adjust my boundaries to continue to accept your disrespect.
There you go.
For real. So, like,
that's deep.
Especially when you with someone you spend time with them, I would rather adjust to that than to adjust to me moving around and betraying myself to continue to, like, when you really think about that,
self-sabotaging, and I think that was the hardest thing.
Hell. Like, why would you do that?
Christy, are you serious? Do you allow someone to get you like that?
Yes.
Where you're neglecting yourself?
Yes.
Where you're second-guessing yourself?
And when you talk about choice, so I have a choice between choosing to be without you and choosing me over choosing to tricking myself to allow to continue to be disrespected by you. When you look at it like that, no. I over here by myself sounds pretty kind of
table for one, please.
Right, sounds pretty sexy to me.
I'm telling you, there are so many lessons that I'm learning in this where I can't even be mad. I can't. Like, I can't. I wasn't listening.
So now, after we've dealt with the pain, we have our lessons. Let's get to this healing. Ooh, because that's the good part, y'all. And it's so fun. Like, I mean, it's so fun. When I say we've been through every emotion, like, now I'm over here excited.
I am too.
And this is literally how it for real goes. Like,
no, it
for
is.
real.
In relationships too, right?
I fucking hate you.
Oh, he's about to come over.
This is crazy.
Get the mic.
Let's do this. Oh, let me put on something. Girl, please. Let me tell you.
You talk about this all the time.
Now the healing part. Mm-hmm. So, y'all know, I say this all the time. Chrissy says, y'all feel the feels. Like, okay, everybody grieves and heals differently. So I'm not telling anybody what to do. I don't never tell anybody what to do. But I'm telling you what I've learned through trial and error, what works for me. Mm-hmm. Sit in that shit. Just sit there. I can't drink it away. You can't smoke that shit away. You can't fuck it away. You can't sleep it away. Eat it away. You can't run from it, because honestly, you have to feel the feels, because that's where the healing happens. That's where you learn about yourself. That's where the growth is. But if you don't allow yourself to feel that, and it's okay. If you just like, why am I still fucking crying? There's a reason for that. Ask yourself, like, and answer the question. Like, why am I still crying? Like, for real? Oh, because this shit hurts. And then you start to understand the real reason why the pain is, because you start to realize how much you betrayed yourself. It starts being less about what they did, and it's more about what I allowed in my life. And that's what I thought about. Like, and it starts to hurt because you're like, is this how I saw myself? Like, damn. Like, I thought that was it for me. And that's where the real healing is, because once you know what you know and what you deserve, you won't allow that to happen again. Yeah. But if you don't allow yourself to feel those feels to get to that point, this shit will keep happening in your life.
It's true. And going back to what she was saying, to feel the feels and allow yourself to just go through the motions, and you have to forgive yourself. That's like number one. It's like, girl, you know what? Me talking to me. Okay. Christy, look, I fucked up. this was a stupid move. We're now in this. We're now in this 14 years 14 years after the fact. Shit is still the same. Are you serious?
But Chrissy, but look what you've learned though.
I've learned a lesson that could only be taught through this experience of 14 years.
And you've learned a lesson that now you can share with people so they don't have to do 14 years to
exactly.
learn it. Ding, 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 ding.
And that is to never put someone before you.
Mm-hmm. And so that gets to our next point, choosing yourself.
Yeah.
First. Because we talked about how loving somebody more than you love yourself. And we went like...
And I used to always have a tape
saying that shit outside, out loud.
I used to have a tape like, why won't he choose me? Why won't he choose me? Choose me. Choose me.
Chrissy, stop. Every time you say that, I start crying. Because
I'm about to choose me.
That hits to the worthiness part. How do we get to the point where we believe that somebody else having to choose us is important? It's like, choose you. Ladies, gentlemen, let me tell you something. If it's, we always talk about choose you. Choose you. And I promise you, even
every single time.
Come on, and that's what I'm about to say. I promise you, I don't make a lot of promises that I can't, but this one I can stand behind.
You choose you. You won't let yourself down.
Every freaking time, choose you first. Get through that pain, and you get to the other side. You like,
brand new
girl. Because let me tell you something, y'all. She's single, but she's ready for love now. I've done a lot of inner work, but I'm happy as shit. I'm joyful. I don't feel any lack in my life. I don't feel like there's something that I need to have to, completely. I've forgiven myself, and any relationship that and I still love, and I still fucking love. But because I chose me, it's like I can't. I don't even want to remember what it feels like not to choose me first. So any relationship that I get into, which is happening, ooh, child, I'm ready. Yeah. I'm so ready. But it's like now you're just matching my energy. Yeah. You're just matching where I am. It's like you can't. There's no way somebody can come in and try to manipulate my feelings because you're not even gonna feel right. That's because this bitch is a whole. This is a whole thing over here.
Like complete. And she was like, Christy, you don't have to settle for half. And I never thought that I was settling for half. Idiot. I never thought I was. And she said, well, Christy, you don't have to settle for half. Like you're deserving of a whole. Oh. You mean to tell me I'm deserving of a whole slice of pizza?
Like the whole thing? No, the whole pizza.
And not the half?
And the oven with the shit was made in.
Wait, what?
All the ingredients.
I'm deserving of that.
All of that. Yes, ma'am.
Idea. And when she mentioned, I was like, I'm settling for half a person.
I mean,
why?
And
when I'm a whole person.
Right. I don't want to be 1.5.
Right.
But when you're thinking of yourself as a half, this is why I hate. Like really, 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 I shouldn't say hate. I really don't like when people say, you complete me. Because that means that I'm not complete by myself. Mm-hmm. Can't nobody complete me.
I'm complete by myself.
I'm complete by myself. So it's going to be 1 and 1.
Right.
We making 2, not a half and a half where we making a whole. No.
And that was confirmed over the weekend. She was like, you're whole.
You're whole. You're a whole person.
And out you deserve a whole.
Doing the whole thing. Just beautiful. And loving and like why
all
that.
Sure. And she was like, you actually knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, she
so
did.
You had already planned things out and had someone set up to meet you when this went down because you knew it was going to go down. Because clearly,
I needed time, and I'm so glad I did it. But ooh, she's so ready, boy. And I tell you, Lord, Jesus, whoever this man is, Lord, this.
You gotta hurry up and come. But something that I've also been starting to do is doing like self-angelic Reiki for healing, especially in my heart, y'all. Because I love love. I love love. Because
honestly, it feels amazing. But just how...
When it's right.
Wait, but here's the part. Do you know you can have that same feeling loving yourself, and I'm not being sexual with y'all nasty asses, even though masturbation is completely fine. And let's just say I'm not a prude. Even though I don't have a partner, but I have regular orgasms all by myself. And sometimes, we talked about this before, I can do that straight through meditation. So you ain't about to trick me with no sex. Even though, please.
Been there, done that.
But please do trick me. Try. At least try. No. Don't. Try. Stop it.
Don't.
Turn that thing to the
Stop.
side.
Don't.
Honey, my
Stop.
panties get over to the side like
Stop.
that.
Right. Cause she ready.
Cause she ready. No, okay. Sorry. Giving yourself, so we talk about, self-healing. So Christy talked about, like doing, like, angelic Reiki. I've definitely, woo, girl. I know you love this one. Christy, go ahead.
Dancing.
Yes.
Dancing always makes me feel better. I think I danced today for the first time in a while. Maybe in like a week.
Well, okay. So wait, I have to.
A couple days maybe.
So I love dancing, but Christy's like actually a trained dancer. She danced with Ailey group. My dancing is
dancing is all about
ratchet. Is moving your body. But let me tell you, it makes me. But I do. Although I am not a dancer, I really enjoy moving my body. It feels good.
It's healing.
Wait, so when we're in the gym in the morning, like, for real, this is funny. 5 o'clock in the morning, like, y'all, like, Lou, shout out to Lou, he tries to kill us. Like, for real. Like, you're literally destroying your body and rebuilding. I feel like I'm being hazed every morning. But let that right song come on, like, you can barely lift your legs.
It's like,
hey, all of a sudden you're dancing. And we over there on our side, over there just twerking and dancing. 3 seconds ago, we couldn't move, but it's just like dancing is a thing.
Can't help it.
Now, we like buy yourself flowers. I'm gonna tell you something, and Christy can attest to this. I date myself, y'all, and I treat.
I treat myself very well.
Excellent.
Very well.
I treat myself very well. Whatever, I treat myself very, very well.
So then I started thinking, so we treat ourselves well.
Yes.
So then why would we accept anything
ding, ding,
under
ding.
that?
Ding, 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 ding.
Why?
That part for real. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why do we do that?
Yes.
Let's talk about boundaries. So with breakups, because, some people, and I'm one of those people, I don't know about now, but I'm one of those people, well, maybe we can be friends, but why? I'm at a point now, it's like, but why? Do you still communicate?
Ooh.
Do you cut all communication off? Do you remain friends? Why wouldn't you?
Okay, so I'll say this. I think like I said, anybody that I've loved, I still love them. Mm-hmm. But I have to be honest with myself. Initially, I'm not able to be friends with you, like, right? So, sometimes we're just like, okay, we're done, but we can still be friends. And I really do think that I would really be feeling like I could do that. But the truth of the matter is I need some space and opportunity because, and it depends on why we're no longer talking. Right. It depends on why we're not friends why we're not in a relationship anymore.
I'm not saying this relationship, but some relationships it's like, I need time because you actually mind fucked me.
Seriously. And when you lose trust in a relationship, like, I just don't trust that, one, you know who you are, and two, that I can't trust shit that comes out your mouth. I can't be your friend if I can't trust that you don't know who you are and what comes out your mouth. Because I need my friends. Because of the way that I treat my friends, I need to be able to trust what comes out your mouth.
Why would you accept anything less than that?
And that's the thing. And this is the crazy shit. I expect that from friends, but I would be in a relationship where I would accept, like, what the fuck? That doesn't even make any sense. We do that. But so the boundaries is like, I genuinely don't hate anybody.
I don't hate anybody.
Like, I like it. And first of all, because I don't have that.
Cool.
I'm not about to give you that much energy. You know how much energy it takes to hate somebody? Yes. That's like, I gotta put time into that and think about how I'm gonna hate you. Like, try. Nope, I can't. I'm not giving you that, because because if I hate you, that means I really still want to be with you, and I want to see you this, and I want to see. I don't. By the time, like I said, by the time I got to, I'm letting this go. Like I'm okay to
genuinely all love.
It's still all love. But so I think that any ex, like my first ex-husband, we didn't talk. Just because we just didn't have a reason to. Like, he moved away. There was really nothing for us to talk about. When I found out that his mom passed away, because my parents were really good friends with his parents, so, of course I reached out, and it's nothing like that. But I don't, my exes, there's probably only one ex that I don't talk to. I don't have not a, and it's funny because some of my exes, like, I'm like super cool with, and people really believe that you can't be cool with, people that you've had sex with. That's a fucking lie. I'm about to say, y'all motherfuckers think with y'all sex organs too much. If you really, like, I don't have near a problem, because at the end of the day, no matter what happened between us, I think that the people that I've allowed in my life, I think they're genuinely beautiful souls. Yeah. And like I said, I've seen the God in them. That's why I'm around you, because there's something in you that I love immediately. So yeah, but we have to be honest with ourselves. I can't, if I know I'm not fucking with you because I don't trust who you are, and I don't believe what you say to me, we're not going to be friends right away. But I do know people grow and change, just how I'm going to grow through a breakup. So will
like,
they.
If I see you on the street, it's not like, oh, I'm going to cross the street to avoid you or anything. It's not like
I'm
that
not
at all. If he reaches out, I'll respond. Like, if he starts communication, I will respond. But
I don't know about that one. I got to be honest.
But I'm just like, but why?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not that I wouldn't ignore. I think it depends on who it is, what, and all of that. But it's just time. I'm not going to try to hit you with my car if I see you on the street.
But I guess, like, I'm thinking, but why would I want to remain communicating? Why would I want? Like, I started thinking, what do I want out of this? And what am I getting out of it? If we continue to communicate, what am I actually? I'm not getting anything out of it, because what's going to happen is you're going to get reeled back in.
Yes,
and you're going to start back on the hamster wheel again.
And that's why I think it's a matter of you being honest with yourself. But like with my, with my ex-husband anyway, we have a child together, and we're committed to co-parenting. And I wasn't like, so I wasn't willing to be like, oh, let's give it time before we can be friends. Like, no, nigga, like, we've been together over a decade. We have a whole kid that's not even 10. So, whatever it is, we just need to get the fuck over it and keep it moving. Mm-hmm. And we do things as a family, and we're cool.
They're such wonderful co-parents.
We
I wish I could do that, but unfortunately.
But he also had to get to a place where he was so it wasn't like as soon as the divorce, it was like, okay, yay, we're friends. It was like it took a little minute, but there's also an opportunity for when you break up with someone to relearn them as a new person. Like, I know more. I understand him more, and I feel like he knows me more. You know what I mean? So there's an opportunity to do that, but we just got to be honest, with ourselves. And it's just like, oh wow, this is like getting to know him as a friend is so fun. Like, and it's so fun, and I'm cool, and we be straight up honest with each other, and everything's cool. But I'll be honest though, if we didn't have a child, I wouldn't even like, what the fuck for? Like, hey, you cool? What up, nigga? Like, that's it. But honestly, I wouldn't. Yeah. But I don't have any beef. But I do think I think we have to be honest with ourselves and set boundaries where we're capable. Because I know, like, you're like, oh, we can be friends, and I've done that before with someone that I have been with, and that just grows into we back in the same position. And I don't
change positions.
Oh, hey, rock the boat.
Right.
Rock the boat.
So what would you say is the takeaway?
Choose you.
Yeah.
Choose you, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mentioned it earlier, but just because you are not in a relationship doesn't make you less of a person.
Yes.
It doesn't make you less of a woman. It doesn't make you less of someone who's lovable. It does not add value to who you are. And honestly, being in a relationship with yourself and understanding who you are, which is where I am, and what you are deserving of, that's key. Like that is the biggest lesson that it took me forever to learn, that I need to stop putting people before me and just, I need to be my own hype person and love myself. And honestly, once you fully love yourself, like I said, you will not accept anything less than what you were able to give yourself. You just won't.
You know what? I say that just kind of like just adding to that, people who have been through excruciating breakups and have done the inner healing work are amazing partners. They like potentially could be, because they've been through some shit, and then they know what it's like to fight for something and to lose it all.
I want someone who would
you know
be
what I mean, like,
to fight for
and
me.
That's right,
not physical,
right? I know what you mean.
But it's just like, no, like
with somebody who's been through a excruciating breakup, or even like, especially like someone who's been through a divorce, like in a marriage, when you like, people don't get into don't go into a divorce like, it's just like, oh, I'm mad at you, I'm divorcing you. By the time you get to the point where you like, it's like, I've fought for this, and now I know that I'm about to lose it all. Somebody who's been through that and then has done the inner work for themselves, and then they've walked through the fire and risen from the ashes.
I'm ready for someone like that.
Man, that's some amazing shit, because now they know they're a complete whole person. They know what makes them happy. They know how to, you know what I mean? And so to me, at 43, having experienced what I have, someone who hasn't fought and lost, felt like everything is just over, and then found their own self through that. I want him. You come here. We can do this because we can relate.
We want that.
We want, you know what I mean? Because you've had your Phoenix moment at least once. We can have several of those. But yes, that's a child. All right.
This was
I don't have any temple work for the people today. Do the inner work. Shit.
Do the work.
Do the work.
Yeah, this was needed. Like when I was meditating on this, and it's just like, tell me that you guys need to talk about this.
Yeah.
I was all for it. But this week's featured crystal, which I think is perfect for this episode, is Soda Light. I actually have it in my bosom.
That's why, by the way, we're drinking out of the blue wine glasses today.
Oh. We're drinking this wine. It's so
of course
yummy.
We're drinking wine.
It's true
it's
myth.
Delicious. Yes.
It's very good.
Yes, it's a good cab.
So the brief description of Soda Light's chloric sodium aluminum silicate with a Mohs hardness of 5.5 or 6. And so the name refers to the sodium content. So Soda Light, let me get the stone. Where is it?
It's in your bag right there.
So Soda Light is a stone of insight. It helps one penetrate paradox and contradiction in order to form a new synthesis of thought. So just thinking about the self-doubt, thinking of the stuff that we like to tell ourselves, Soda Light will work, against that. Soda Light is also a stone of the deep journey. So it provides insight into the self and a dispassionate assessment of one's motivations, strengths, weaknesses, desire, gifts, and patterns of personal destiny. And it also brings a stubborn courage into oneself, so making it more likely that one will hold on through difficult or painful aspects of the path to the source. So Soda Light will help you get you through the breakups, get you thinking more positive about yourself. But Soda Light is also a stone for confidence, and it also aids in issues of self-worth, self-esteem, and it increases self-confidence. So we had talked about just, not really feeling our self-worth and feeling as if we deserved any of what, anything. And so Soda Light helps to work with this. And you guys know how I meditate. I like to meditate with the left hand or carry it with you. Like I have it in my bra. Have you worked with Soda Light?
Yes, I like. Actually, you got me working with Soda Light. I'm usually the lapis. I love me some lapis.
Lapis is cool.
I like Soda Light because I do think it a lot. Meditating with it allows. That's why I asked you, did you have that Soda Light ring on when you had that conversation? Mm-hmm. You're like, no, this. I thought it was Soda Light because it does allow you to speak your truth, but it's I think it's like allow you to speak it with love though. It's like, it's not like I'm about to speak my truth. Like it's not like
what a sucker.
Right. Yeah, right. It's like it's more like I have to I feel like it makes it so like I can't not. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I really like Soda Light. That's a nice one. Matter of fact, I might do me a little meditation tonight with that.
Yeah, it is a nice one. And so an affirmation that I thought would be great to include in this is a good one. I am worthy of all I desire.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the first thing. Feeling as if you are one that are worthy. Because, people will say, oh, well, the law of attraction doesn't work or manifesting, I can't do it. If you don't feel like you're deserving of that thing, it won't manifest.
Oh, that's interesting because this is kind of goes right into kind of like our message for the day. And this one is actually pretty simple. Believing is seeing. Not the other way around. People like, oh, seeing is believing. No, it's like, no, believing is seeing. So it kind of goes right into what you're talking about. Just like believing that you are worthy attracts what you desire.
Because when I started to finally feel that I was worthy in certain areas of my life, things started to open up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because I will say that I'm like the bounce back queen.
Girl. You know what? I say that all the time to clients. Like, you got to think about this. We've all been through some shit, and your bounce back rate is 100% because you're still here. Mm-hmm. So know that you're going to get through it, whatever it is. But believing that you're worthy, and believing that the next step is coming, and believing like, whoo, okay, I know I'm not crazy. I know I deserve better than this. I deserve to treat myself like I'm asking somebody to treat me. When you start believing that, you start to see that manifest in your life.
And why am I trying to do a song and dance trying to convince you,
girl,
that I'm worthy of more? But you already told me that you can't give me more. Are you gonna?
But look at this throwback. Look at this spiritual throwback.
Right. But why am I trying to convince you that I'm worthy of it? But if you don't. So it's like, yeah, no.
And guys, like, it's like, we talk a lot about like spirituality and your soul. Like it's been around an immeasurable amount of time. Like, I think that sometimes we're stuck here. In this dimension, in this time, we forget that we are a spiritual being having a human experience. Yep. We say this to you guys all the time. But I want you to know that who and what you are is immeasurable. It's inconceivable. And it's like when you this will make me, every time I think about this, it's overwhelming to me when you really understand what it is that you are capable of in this time. There's no way you can settle for anything less. I'm telling you, when you realize, oh my God, I am a whole freaking creator, like a whole person. Like, I am the wisdom that is inside of me, the magic that is inside of me. I was just about to say that. Get out my head. My ability to create and so my ability to create and manifest what I want, that also relates to your relationships. And once you let go of things that it's just not for you at this time. Mm-hmm. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? It's just not for you at this time. And you start to realize, and it's okay. You start to realize, you know what? Damn, I'm the whole snack, the meal, the dessert, the appetizers, the hors d'oeuvres, the wine, like the entire
And the napkins.
all of that. I'm all of that. There's no way that you walking in that awareness and knowingness of who and what you are. There's no way you can allow you can't go back to settling.
No.
Like you literally can't.
I'm like good sex
you
and not
can't
good
do
sex.
it.
Because I mean, you all know.
It ain't no sex good enough.
You all know
for
from
make
the
me forget
previous
who I am.
episode how good I was talking about the sex. You know. No.
No.
But I'm at a point where it's just like, yeah, I don't care.
Because there's more.
Yeah.
Girl, please, sex is girl. You know how I feel. Like shit,
I'll be alright.
I'll make it good with whoever the hell I'm with. Shit. And she sips her wine. All right, y'all. Woo! So how long we been here, Christy?
We have been here an hour and 50 minutes.
Wow.
About the same as the
okay.
sex. Mm-hmm.
We love y'all. Thank you. And honestly, we were very vulnerable today. And thank you, Miss Christie, for sharing and giving and allowing yourself to be vulnerable with us. And I mean, because it's real, y'all. Like I said, we are dedicated to sharing our journey and sharing with y'all, because we know we're aware enough to know that we're not in this by ourselves. And that's the trick. When we start to believe that we're in it by ourselves, that's how we're people over here just kind of messing themselves up. Y'all, you're not alone.
Nope.
And there's a lot of us out there, and you are beautiful. I don't care who you are. Know that whoever you are and wherever you are, that your life has purpose. You are here for a reason, and you are deserving of your divinely desires because you came up with it. You don't have to settle for anything or anyone less than what you believe you deserve. So once you raise your level of what you believe or who you are and start to understand who you are, man, come on.
And then we have to be honest too, because you may look at us and feel like, oh, well, they have it all together. They have this podcast. They're talking about spirituality. I am the first person to tell you my life is fucked up. Sorry, mommy. I know she was like, oh my goodness, what's happening to Christy? But no, like, I mean, for real, I'm the first to tell you.
It's life.
Man.
And I, like...
But I wouldn't have it any other way.
I've learned to grow through the fucked upness. Like, shit.
Wait, what's the word again?
Fucked upness.
But no, I mean, we are real people going through real shit. Real, like, I mean, I woke up this morning maybe at 3:00 in the morning with a couple tears in my eyes, like, God damn.
I told Chris today when we were working on this episode, I called her, I said, girl, I think I'm about to be triggered. I could not, I mean, it's real. And like being vulnerable with yourself, I'm one of the things I'm sorry. Y'all, be vulnerable with yourself. If you can't be vulnerable with anybody else, be vulnerable with yourself. Damn,
be honest.
For real.
Be honest and vulnerable.
At least with yourself. All right, y'all. Whew. Thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you for listening.
To Two Queens and Crystal Things. Before we go, show us some love. Y'all, because we need it. Y'all hear us over here, right?
You hear us over here. And we're not just only on the Apple Podcast. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on Spotify.
Guys.
We're growing. So like us, review. We truly
like,
appreciate.
I mean, I can't even
send it to your girlfriend. Like, man, you need to hear this one.
Right.
I've been telling you to leave Ray alone, but she don't want to leave Ray alone.
You don't want to leave. Do you want to do the episode that we were going to do this week, next week?
What was that gonna be?
We were gonna talk about spiritual work and why we're doing what we're doing.
Oh, the interview. The interview.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or so you know what? We've been consistent. We'll be here next week, so you'll hear about it when we get there.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise. But we're gonna have fun. Yep. Thank you.
And you can follow Mia at Wings Unleashed 444 on Instagram. When I tell you she is the most amazing reader, Akashic record reader, she will help and she will get your entire life together. Yeah, she's a spiritual coach,
I really
you know.
do believe people. I want people to be happy. I'm all about, like, for real. I'm
the same. Like,
I love this shit.
I really want to make people happy.
And then, and Miss, wait a minute, hold on. Woo, we went through this whole thing, y'all. Chrissy just celebrated her 45th birthday, and I'm not outing her. She's not one of those people who lies about her age, don't want people to know. Because let me tell you something. When you look like that, you happy to tell motherfuckers you 45. Yes, she's 45. So it's a happy birthday episode.
Thank you.
And so for her, she treated herself to and got certified in angelic Reiki this past weekend.
My hands just went.
So I'm so excited. I'm gonna be her test dummy. She don't know that yet.
I knew.
We do the So if you want some crystal healing or Reiki section, angelic Reiki sessions, please reach out. Find Miss Christie at Christie CHRISTIE.
Yup, it's about time. R. Edwards.
R. Edwards on IG. We got some good things coming. I'm excited, and y'all, we love you. Just
yes.
And I don't say that lightly. I
we truly appreciate that. Like, look, there's one person listening to the podcast.
Hey,
I'm grateful.
Like, for real. So, and I also want to say thank you to the lovely women who I've met because of the podcast.
Yes.
I know Christy has met some people, they reached out for, yeah. When I tell you how amazing it is when when you don't look at women as your competition and you just start to really look at how, man, I have met some dope women. I don't know what's going on with the gentlemen out here, but when I tell you these women are some fire.
Be ready.
Fire. Out here fire. Just powerful and beautiful, and I appreciate you all. And if y'all want to talk about it and open up your powers, come holler at us. We got something for you.
Yes, we do.
But we love you guys.
Love you. Bye, you guys. Thank you for listening.